because obviously now the market is really bad. And so how's it been for you? I mean, have you, so I was talking to, I think Teresa itself, and she was telling me that, uh, you know, at this moment, the selling of the property is still as difficult as it used to be. It's just that the amount of money that you make on the sale is much lesser than what you used to make before. Uh, your comments on that, or is that
I think it's market to market where what you're doing, because I would say it because of the fact that it's on the market longer, obviously there's costs that go into it. The cost of your time showing it, gas, blah blah blah. Trying to do some extra and be creative marketing efforts. Um, but I would say that for me, for my market I'm in, and that I know it's very different with everyone because there are some people that are doing 5,000 and 10,000 and $20,000 transactions. I mean, those are my commissions are just because of the market I work in, where my average price point is typically somewhere between 4 and 500,000. Because obviously, as we're on commission, we work, it's a percentage. So the if your market is, used to be a $400,000 market,
yeah,
it's $200,000 market,
making
then you're making
exactly.
less doing the same amount. And if you're not doing more you have to do more
Yep.
transactions to compensate for it. So that's a challenge. Is you need to get more transactions done. For the particular market, I really focused on trying to increase my
Okay.
average price point because and that's and in my area in my
Okay.
market, you
That
can
makes
do
sense.
that. So you need to carry more inventory because the sales are happening less, but it's all numbers. How do you attract those
Okay.
buyers? How do you attract those sellers?
Cool. All right.
And that's so I think that's kind of I think the toll on us makes us feel like we're working. I mean, I can definitely say I'm working for, the toll, the hours, things like that, and the inconsistency. The real hard part on so you're you're where it's not where you wrote something and knew something would close 30, 45 days, whatever the contract said. It could be 60 days, 90 days, a year and a half. So the other part is that your cash flow as an agent is not great because you can have all the stuff pending but not
True.
have a
True. Yep.
closing for four or
Yep.
five months.
Yeah, I've heard that as one of the biggest issues these days is just that when the close happens from the sale
Yeah,
is a long takes a long time. Yeah.
it, right. And so unless you can keep a mix of market rate sales that aren't distressed, short sale, or foreclosure properties, that's an issue. And that's what I had to refocus on getting better is trying to get a better mix of that business, bringing my price point up. And so there's ways to manage it. In some markets, there isn't a way to manage that because there isn't the opportunity where like I have $200,000 properties and $1 million properties and $2 million properties. So and 500 and everything in between, where some markets just they top off 300 or 400, so they don't have that range to try and say, okay, how do I how do I get my income to where I want? The opportunity's
Yep.
not there with the
Yep.
product
So
that's
what you're
there.
trying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what we're trying to say is that you're trying to focus more on sort of higher end properties right now, because the amount of work that is going to be put in and selling that is pretty much the same as selling a more lower end property. Is that what I'm hearing? Yep.
Right, it's how do you
Yep.
manage your price point? And I mean, it's not to say that I don't, like I have 150 and $200,000 properties, but if I can keep my average price point, 400 to 500, then I can manage
Okay.
my
Yeah.
income a little bit better.